Batman, Superman, World's Finest 38. Mark Waid writing with Clayton Henry on the art. So this is the first part of a crossover between this and Justice League Unlimited, which basically means it's a Justice League Unlimited story that's just stealing some issues of this. That said, though, there is like a time mechanic part of it where both the past and the present are kind of intersecting, so it is kind of a natural crossover in that sense. So, it's set in the timeline that the World's Finest has been in, and Clark is doing a story at a Air Force base where Bruce Wayne is also there, because it's Bruce Wayne's plane that has been tested by Hal Jordan. So there's a lot of weird, like, secret identities all crossing over in their day jobs stuff going on here. And the joke that Bruce thinks that, well, if anything goes wrong in the sky, Hal will just save the plane with his Green Lantern powers. And Clark's like, he doesn't take the ring when he's flying a plane. It takes the thrill away, he said. And Bruce is like, what? What's that?
The art, the art here on Bruce's face reminded me so much of that TV show Archer. Now, I don't know if it's just if it's Clayton Henry's style or just the facial expressions, but I was getting Archer vibes from it. Like, just like what?
I never watched
very,
Archer,
very
so
well executed.
I can't comment, but I will take your word for it. Obviously something does go wrong. The plane explodes and Hal has to dart out of it. But it turns out it wasn't like just an accident. Something caused it. Turns out it was Grodd. Grodd is announcing war on the human race with all the gorillas, because notably this test was taking place over the Congo. So we're over the top of Africa. So Superman and Batman race out with Flash, and Flash is like, I've known about this place. So, which I do like this kind of part of it, which is like, Flash has encountered Gorilla City, knows about Solivar and all that. And he's explaining it to Superman and Batman, who are kind of hearing it all for the first time. So it's like, okay, that's interesting. And he's, so they get through the force field that sort of protects the city, and they're waiting with guns. But obviously it's the Justice League, so they kind of use super speed and whatnot. That said, though, they've got Titano with the kryptonite eyes, which takes out Superman for a bit. Whilst Flash goes and tries to find Grodd and whatever else. Also, Hal was thrown in a prison cell with Solivar, so Batman finds them, and all this is going on. The big thing about the issue, though, where it's really building to, though, is that one of Grodd's abilities with his telepathy is to do a mind swap with someone, and they realize this has all been a trap to get Superman to Gorilla City so that Grodd could take Superman's body and have all of his powers. So we get kind of Superman possessed by Grodd, going nuclear. There's a nice bit of the art here where Superman possessed by Grodd arches back and fires his heat vision off into the sky. And you see like Grodd drawn behind him in the same pose. I thought that was a nice little touch in the art.
Really good. Yeah, really good stuff.
They try and deal with this. They use Titano. Batman actually sort of like jumps up on Titano's back and kind of like rides him basically to try and take out Superman when he's possessed here.
It's very Ratatouille.
It's a little Ratatouille. There you go. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, basically Flash is able to like separate Grodd and Superman by running them at super speed and giving him a giant jolt, basically, which deals with it. So yeah, basically
shakes it out of him.
Yeah, so the story does wrap up. Like, it does have a conclusion where, okay, this is over. They've solved the problem. They've got like Grodd arrested, and they've saved the day. And it's like, okay, so this is part one of a 6-part story, though. So what, where's this going? How does this become an arc? And the answer is right at the end, because when Grodd's locked up in chains, a portal opens up, and it's like, well, I won't say present day Grodd, because it could be even further future Grodd, but future Grodd pops out of a portal and says, I am you, and I will, I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. We're going to change the course of time so that Gorilla Grodd reigns supreme. So, yeah. So it seems like future Grodd, I want to say he possesses younger Grodd here. That's what the art tells me here, because he jumps through the portal and looks like he's going inside young Grodd.
Yeah.
So he's going to like be messing about in the past with all his future knowledge.
So Grodd still has the Manhunter powers, right? Because he got away in Justice League Unlimited.
That sounds right. Yeah.
So are these? So this is him using that because it was just very striking that the colors here around there very reminiscent of Martian Manhunter, the Absolute version, right? With all the kind of psychedelics going on around him. And I don't think one has to do with the other. I just think it's very interesting that that's how they're showing the kind of mind powers here. Because it's different than the traditional Grodd mind powers. It's almost like, it's been supercharged. So he has to have the Manhunter powers, right? Like, this is where I'm getting, because all the timey-wimey, I'm getting confused when this is occurring.
Yeah, I mean, I assume so. I mean, it's interesting if this psychedelic color thing is just a motif now we're going to use to show that Martian Manhunter's using his powers. It's interesting if they stick with that. I mean, it's hard to say what to think about the arc as a whole yet, because really, this was all prelude to it starting. It's just this bit at the end is kind of actually it kicking off properly, so it's tough to say. I will say that compared to the last, 15, 20 issues of World's Finest, I do think this one felt like it had a bit more focus than a lot of those. It felt like it had a direction it was going in. So I appreciate that, and I do wonder if Mark Waid actually writing for an arc is benefiting this greatly. Not that it was amazing by any means, but there was things to enjoy in there. I definitely like this issue more than a lot of what World's Finest has been for the last couple of years at this point. So, I mean, so good in that sense. But at the same time, didn't blow me away. I'm not super, jazzed about it or anything. But it was a solid enough read. I like some of the beats in the comedy and whatnot, and we'll see how the actual plot, now that it's only just getting started, goes. But that'll be in Justice League Unlimited in a week or two, whenever that comes out.
Yep.
So, I know.
Yeah, Clayton Henry has also toned down the foreheads.
He has a bit. That. Yeah, he's a bit more house style now, I guess.
Yep.
I would say.
That said, that whole interaction with Clark and Bruce, that's he doesn't wear the ring. I thought that was so well handled, the expressions and everything. So yeah, Clayton Henry pretty decent. Yeah.
I think with the forehead problem gone, he's solid. Still not a favorite by any means, but I think the art is very, very pleasant. I have no real complaints. It's not bad. It's a perfectly fine, sort of relatively fluffy, but I think it having something to build to just makes it feel like it's more focused than anything else Wade's been doing on World's Finest for ages. So we'll see if the rest of the arc pans out. Like I say, it's tough to really say how anyone feels about the arc yet, just because it's not really started yet. This was mostly prelude. Yeah. It was here's what Grodd was doing before future Grodd showed up. Yeah. That's basically it.
It almost felt like a prologue to We Are Yesterday.
Yes. And that's not to say that it wasted time or anything. It's just that the real gist of the arc's not started yet. So we'll see how that happens next time.
I mean, I still enjoyed what I read. I'll always enjoy going to Gorilla City.
Okay. All right. Well, what are you giving World's Finest?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
I think I'll go with a flat 7, but it was a pleasant enough time.